Very good morning, children. This is your social science teacher, Jasveer Kaur, here to teach you about your chapter number 2, social science, class 10th. Next topic, that is how federalism is practiced in India. As you know that earlier we have discussed about the key feature of federalism, what makes India federal, and simultaneously along with the features I told you about the federal practice of India also, but here somewhat in according to the constitutional provisions, the practice of the federalism is possible only, but what the actual democratic politics of India, actual democratic politics of India tells us that is through the federal practices, how federalism is practiced in India. Regarding that, today I discuss major strategies regarding how federalism practiced. First is linguistic state, second one is language policy, third is center state relationship. Very fantastically, Indian administrative system has been designed so systematically so that it can imbibe each and every diversity of India. You know that there is not only diversity but sub-diversities are also on different bases such as caste, color, creed, gender, and very major is religion. And when we talk about religion and language, you may compare this linguistic states and language policy with other countries of the world, America, Africa, this one, Belgium, Sri Lanka, right? Whatsoever you have read in your this course. When we talk about the linguistic state, it means to say geographical boundaries of a particular state is created based upon language. It was very big challenge in front of not only Indian government but in front of the citizen how to reduce these conflicts. Like I told you in power sharing that it is the very spirit of democracy. It reduces the conflicts and give the better outcome. Keeping in mind these ideas, that is why power sharing is desirable. That's why Indian constitutional framers, constitutional framework have get the division done. And now the question arises, the powers whatsoever has been divided, to whom are to be given and what way are to be given. For that, just after the independence, you may see that whole India was divided into two categories. Two type of states were there. Princely and British. Some states were there, very small states. Even you may take the example of present Odisha. There were more than 26 small states, and if you take example of some this Madhya Pradesh and that one southern part of India, there was 114 small states and 26 big states were there. This such scenario was not there. That is nowadays we are watching whatsoever we are observing in India, and this was very basic history of India, British and princely states too, and then these states are to be merged. There was major issue of Hyderabad, right, Junagadh, and this Manipur. although it was in many other states also, right? But this was the major challenge during just after the independence. Now the question in front of our representative, our political leaders, how to get settle all these matters. If they announced, suppose that geographical boundaries based upon their language, they were fear somewhat whatsoever they have seen previously during the partition that must not be repeated. Neither government nor the citizen want any type of repetition regarding that refugee, pathetic conditions, homelessness, this and that very bad condition, right? They don't want that disastrous consequences. Now once again it may happen that people of one community are not happy. They wanted that they should raise the revolution and they wanted their own state, right? That was very much challenging. To accommodate such type of challenges, India announced geographical boundaries based upon language, right? But it was not a must for everyone that they have to. Suppose they announced that Punjabi speaking can go to Punjab, Gujarati speaking go to Gujarat, so on so forth. But at the same time, though they have given the option that who any Punjabi speaking person want to stay in Rajasthan can stay, no harm, no objection from the constitutional side. So somehow you may see that these geographical boundaries from 1956 or you can take 1947 से लेके till now it has been keep on changing, right? During 1947 India has only 16 states, right? 14 states, sorry, 14 states and 6 union territories, and afterward scenario gets on changing year by year. And they say you are one activity based also, you have to search that which states, what is the scenario of these states. It is not given in your book, it is one extra practice. If you are interested you may take the right. There were 23 states, then 25 states, then 8 states, then union territory. Latest information Telangana has been taken from this Andhra Pradesh, earlier Manipur and Mizoram taken from Assam. That type of practice was there, although it is not there only in your course, it is only for your knowledge that linguistic states were also created to accommodate the diversities, right? Then second point is language policy, very very important. Every time I have to repeat the same line, being diversity, union in diversity, unity in diversity. India is a vast country having subdivisions, same divisions it has based upon language. It is very fantastic that more than 124 approximately languages are spoken all over the India. Among them 22 languages are recognized scheduled languages by the Constitution of India. One language, that is Hindi, it has been made our official language. Approximately 40 to 50% population of India used to speak Hindi language. And why it has been kept Hindi as an official language? Because other languages from South India, Kannada, Oriya, right? And whatsoever, Karnataka, Mysore, Tamil Nadu, whatsoever languages are spoken over there, their basic script is also, that is Devanagari, that is, we can say, from Sanskrit script. Basically they are related and they are easy to understand. They are spoken and written likely to be Hindi, not exactly same, likely to be Hindi. Somehow they can understand, and even you may see on the currency notes there are different languages are written. English, Hindi, and three, four more languages are written, right? So that they can also understand accordingly. So this language policy was made so carefully, keeping in mind all these points, right? Because nobody should be alienated from the country, should not feel alienated that my language is not given equal representation in the country. That's why this policy has been adopted. To make it more clear, you may here take the example of Belgium. Earlier we have studied, right? What happened in Belgium? They have given two languages equal representation because there were only two languages, only minor difference 49 and 51. They have given this cannot be done in India, right? This cannot be done in India. And on the other hand, vice versa, you may take the example of Sri Lanka, where their political representatives, I mean to say government, their government announced that either you have to speak Sinhala language, otherwise you may flood away from the country. That was just opposite condition to Belgium and India, right? To India, that's why there was civil war in Sri Lanka, na? Civil war 1956 में civil war हो गया था based upon this language only, language and religion we have studied. So India also don't want this thing once again. India also don't want this thing once again. India wanted that each and every religion, caste, color, language should be given appropriate relationship so that nobody felt that alienated, and they must live peacefully as well as equal recognition in the country. That is the very spirit of democracy. Yes, dear students, next is center-state relationship. Very, very important, as powers have been shared by the constitutional framework. That is federalism, that system of government is federal, and then there is power sharing, desirable, prudential reason, moral reason, keeping in mind the very spirit of democracy and this morality, and reduces the conflicts. Regarding that, this center-state relationship have been made very fantastical arrangements in India through the constitution, very fantastical arrangements in India through the constitution, that this state and center must have close relationship, right? Center means that state governments did not exercise their rights as autonomous federal unit. When there is center government can interfere the relations, I mean to say, we have studied that union list and state list, concurrent list, उनकी powers जो है that are shared over there, but this is kept in mind if center think that this state, particular state, anyone, Punjab, Haryana, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Kerala, Karnataka, anyone is not able to control the administration, law and order, or in the time of any type of natural calamities, like nowadays you may see that due to corona, state governments are requesting central government to send oxygen cylinders, to give some medical help in the form of medicines and others, and they can even ask for monetary help from the central government. Exactly, I usually give example like mother, father is there, he has 2-3 sons, he has given his property to equal distributed to all the sons, and some share with him or her, and whenever needed those sons can ask from the parents, even vice versa. If parents need, they can ask to the sons, and that is very mutually understood, that is to be done. So some philosophers have given this political administration relation of the government and citizen is as parental relationship. Keeping that in mind, Indian system designed in such a way that if center thinks that those states can be asked for the help and vice versa, if states think that they need some help from the center. And very fantastically, 70th amendment was made in Indian Constitution 1990. Very important year 1990. During this, there is establishment of coalition government. You have studied in your 9th class also. It is the form of government when single party do not get majority, right? To form the government, different political parties come together and form the government. And 1990 it was made mandatory in India, right? So that each and every party could get representation at the center level also, right? तो इसके लिए आपने 9th you have studied in 9th class election system ना, different constituencies are there from each state. Some members are sent to the center for the election of when there are election of MP. So MPs are sent to the center government as the representative of that particular state. So this was made coalition government, 70th amendment under in 1990 to make the center state relationship more effective, more useful, so that center and state may take necessary provisions to make their democratic system more successful. Thank you, students.